1 from 1 in the Grand National. Emmet Mullins joins us on the line. Emmet, huge congratulations. How are you feeling this morning?
All is good considering everything, yeah, thanks very much.
It's a good morning. We were just looking back at the closing stages there of the Grand National. What were you thinking at that point when Mark Walsh and any second now headed Noble Yates?
Probably couldn't say it live, but it was a momentary kind of downer on what was in generally everywhere in the race was going to plan. But as soon as Sam got stuck into him, it was all back on track.
It's phenomenal, really, that you've done this with a 7-year-old. When was his last run in a bumper?
He won a bumper 14 months ago, I think.
And a novice here. It's unbelievable. Do you think it'd be a year too soon?
I never had any doubts. I didn't tell Sam I had any doubts anyway. No, he only one run over hurdles as well. So he's probably he done well to take everything we've asked him to do. But for some reason or another, we always had confidence in the horse.
What had you done with him since Cheltenham?
Nothing. Less is more. We've done absolutely nothing with him. He was a lot heavier coming to Aintree than he was going to Cheltenham. He was just a fresh horse and very happy and well in himself.
When you say he was a lot heavier, sort of that goes against what I would expect. So, given that I know nothing about training horses, but why he just sort of put on a bit of muscle?
Muscle or not, he just thrived. He thrived the whole way from Cheltenham to Aintree. He just thrived for the last 3 weeks. Spoke to Sam the night before, and I said if I had the same 3 weeks back again, I wouldn't change a thing. I says we're happy with the prep. Everything has just gone to plan. I says if I had my time back again, I still wouldn't change it. I wouldn't do any more or less. He just seemed to be happy and thriving in himself.
With the 7-year-old thing, Emmet, congratulations, yes. By the way. It's sort of, I know that the sands in racing are constantly shifting. Horses start younger, etc., etc. But was that not something at the back of your mind? It's a stat that goes back to 1940, and there have been quite a few 7-year-olds that have gone there with an attractive profile, and they've always been found out.
Genuinely, I wouldn't know where to find the stat. Never looked at it. Didn't come into my psyche. The only concern I had was in the conditions of the race that you had to be 7 to run it.
And so there was nothing. I think you said yesterday, stats are there to be broken. You're essentially just dealing with the horse and blocking out all that stuff, all that stuff around you.
Not, as I say, if he was a lot heavier. If I was to be training off weights and things like that, I might have panicked or I might have done something different. You're looking at the horse every day, trying to feel out what's going on with him. But I think I remember people saying it's not comparable. But I remember the Great Wood Hurdle with the shunter last year, and people said no 7-year-old had won it since 1980, and he shouldn't be going for it. He can't do it, and he was able to win it as well.
Is that it for this horse for the season? That was one thing yesterday that I can't remember being asked or answered.
I'd imagine so. This was the plan, so I have nothing else for him to do in my head this season. But we haven't discussed it. It's we've been just enjoying it and taking it as it comes.
Just on you, Emmet, you pulled us a fantastic coup at the Cheltenham Festival last year with the shunter, and now you've won a Grand National. You'd have been sharing the paddock before the race with a lot of trainers who've had a lot of runners in the National and never won it, and you're 1 from 1. I guess, has that sunk in? It probably can't really sink in because you're just doing what you do. You've run a horse in the Grand National, you've won, and you must feel very fortunate that's the case.
Oh, without a doubt. There's no doubt it hasn't registered at all yet, but it's definitely a lot better than my riding days. I had one ride in national, and I got as far as the third and fell.
There you go. Did you enjoy riding over the national fences, or did you enjoy the build up to that experience? Jerry was just saying how the whole package for the Grand National was so exciting. What were your feelings as a rider compared to now as a trainer?
Sort of, yeah, very different. But yesterday, as I say, Sam and I had discussed plenty, but none of our discussions were nearly around the race. It was all about how to get this horse to the start, and in the best mind frame, he's a very tricky character, and that was 90% of our discussions over the last few weeks.
Emmet, great stuff. Huge congratulations. Thanks ever so much for joining us.
Cheers, thank you.